All right, everybody, we are in Tulsa this weekend doing Nostalgia Top Fuel again, and it's a lot cooler here than it was when I was here a month ago. Kind of some cool cars out here. So I want to bitch for a second. I left work yesterday, get on a plane. I got delayed so far back that I couldn't pick up my rental car because they close at midnight. I didn't land in Tulsa until 4 a.m. and then had to wait until 7:30, 7:45 to be able to pick up the rental car. Anyways, airlines are not doing a stellar job, but anyways, we made it. Life could be worse. But anyways, we're in this series, the Heritage Series. We are currently second, and we'd really like to improve on that. We went to the finals of the last two races. I'd really like to be able to pull it off, a win in the final this time. But anyways, we're here again with Jim Murphy and Daniel and the gang, and see if we can't put the World War II dragster in the winner's circle this weekend. So we'll show you some stuff and see what we do. And anyways, should be a good weekend. The weather's, like I say, not too bad. It's only supposed to be like 80, 82 degrees or so this next couple days. So, all right, everybody, I get asked all the time what the size of the tire is on these Nostalgia dragsters, and it is a 1333.3 by 16. I'll show you up here. Tread width is even under that. The tread width is about 12.5 inches of tread. So it's amazing how fast these things go, considering how small of a tire, and we can still do a 1060 foot. All right, everybody, it is Friday night, Q1. Car's all ready, warm-up went well, no issues. So we're gonna go up there and see if we can't lay down a good pass so that we can kind of mess around later and see if we can get it to go faster. Daniel's getting Jim all buckled in there, and we'll hopefully go A to B. Well, we are still in the lanes Friday night for our first qualifier. Unfortunately, the gentleman in front of us oiled the track down, right down the center of the lane from 400 feet all the way to the end of the track. Unfortunate, but the crew, it looks like they're doing a really good job trying to get it as cleaned up the best they can. So hopefully we can go down. If we stay right in the center of the groove, the oil will be in between the tires. If there's any left, which I don't think there will be, they're doing, looks to me like an excellent job trying to clean it up. So we'll see how this goes here in another 20 minutes or so when they finally get this thing cleaned up. But they're doing the best they can, and it's a long oil down, like I say, 400 feet all the way to the stripe. Right down through there, that was a little bit of a smoke though. All right, everybody, we had a major thrash. It hurt itself. I'll show you the pistons after this, but we just got to the staging lanes and they're letting us run. We were a little late. It ate 7 out of 8 pistons, and I'll show you it lost 3 gallons per minute of fuel, which leaned it all out and burned it up. So we made it down there with a 590, but it was eating itself because it didn't have enough fuel. So we switched out fuel pumps and switched out all the pistons and everything else that it took to get it done. Anyways, we've got it cleaned up here, and we'll fire it up and see if she goes A to B. Alright, so our first qualifying pass yesterday, like I say, I ran a 590, but it was really not happy. So that's piston number 7. And piston 8 on the other side, all tore up. So it pinched ringlands or torched 7 out of 8 pistons. And what happened was, for some reason, we don't know why yet, but at about 1,000 feet, the pump lost 3 gallons a minute. And losing that much fuel in one of these things, especially as limited on a pump as they are, it immediately got lean and torched everything. At least it was way down at the end of the track, so the damage could have been way worse. Car shut down pretty quick and didn't cause near as much damage as it could have. Nipped ahead a little bit, but not like nearly as bad. If it would have lost that on the starting line, we would have roasted stuff really bad. Anyways, we had another pump, put on another pump, thrashed, got it going last night, and made that second qualifier. We only ran a 6-second because he had to get out of it because it got out there to the right, but the early numbers to the half track looked really good, so I think we found our problem, and hopefully today we got one more qualifier. We can improve on what we did yesterday and go out here and go some rounds this afternoon. So get this thing tore apart and put back together this morning and go from there. So last night on our second pass, I think I already said this, but anyways, it had really good early numbers and then got a little out of shape and put him over towards the wall, so we had to lift. But one other thing I wanted to show you about that pass, we just got done servicing the motor and it was really happy, didn't tear anything up. So we fixed that with the fuel pump. But we also, in that second pass, picked something up on the track and threw it through the canard wing all the way through double 11. So, I don't know if you all watch some of Jeff Lutz's videos, but he walks the track almost every morning and picks stuff up, and you'd be amazed at how much you find, and that's what can happen with it. Alright, we are heading up for, one second, we're heading up for Q3. Q2, everything went pretty well, other than it went to the right. Tried to put him in the wall, but motor ran well, no damage, everything's good. So go up here for our last qualifier and see if we can't lay one down and improve our qualifying spot. Anyways, view from the office towing up. Alright, so Q3 went okay. The car got a little squirrely and he had to let out of it, but everything else looked pretty good. Incrementals in the first half of the track once again looked pretty good, so we just got to get it down the second half without him having to lift. It pinched a couple of ringlands, made a couple more fuel changes, Jim did, so hopefully it'll run a little bit better here going into Q1. We ended up qualified third, so we'll go up. We got lane choice. We'll be the last pair to go and see if we can go some rounds today. Anywho, right now he's turning the motor over so he can stick the clutch and make sure that he's got the proper gap in between his clutch discs after the warm-up. All right, everybody, we are in the staging lanes for round 1. We're going to be last pair, so I'm going to go up to the starting line and watch the first couple pair go down because we have lane choice. So I'll watch the first couple pair go down and see if one lane's better than the other, and we'll make that choice.
night, but a big puff of smoke.
Hey everybody, thought I'd give you a recap of how Tulsa went. I didn't get to take some video at the end. We got really busy and of what it hurt on round number 1. But anyways, we struggled a little bit. I mean, it was going fairly quick, but it was hurting itself more than it normally does. And I guess, I don't know. Anyways, they were getting a handle on it. And we won round 1 and made it through round 1, and going into E2, it had hurt 7 and 8, which caused a little bit of extra time in the service and stuff. And unfortunately, unbeknownst to us, it really wasn't a time given when we needed to be done. I mean, we're going as fast as we possibly could, and I was going as fast as I possibly could. And unfortunately, we weren't given the opportunity to run Hilton in round 2. We had Hilton, the gentleman leading the points, in round 2, and decisions were made by folks there that were running the race. As we were pulling out of the staging lanes, or out of the pit to go to the staging lanes, I heard Top Fuel fire up, and as we got to the staging lanes, they turned us around. So we missed by just a couple minutes, maybe 5 at the most, but weren't really given a deadline, it was just really weird. I've been racing a long time. I've been to a race or 2, and it was just, it was really weird. An exhibition car ended up running against Hilton during competition, something I've never, ever seen before. And we're talking, we only missed them by 5 minutes. At best. I had seen an official in the back of our pit and seen me getting to the point of lashing valves, blower was on, so they know that we're only, about 10 minutes out at that point at worst. It was just really unfortunate the way that went down, and these are the types of things that really sour racers. I mean, if you guys watch my channel and you've seen my channel quite a bit, I never bitch, I never share dirty laundry. I don't really say much about the inner workings of some of this stuff. I just talk about racing and damage and repairs and stuff like that. But this one, I feel that Jim Murphy was robbed of an opportunity to win the championship. And from our point of view, from my point of view of what happened there, that's absolutely what I think happened. We had Hilton in the second round. We're only 2 rounds behind them. In the first 2 races of the year, or the first 2 races that we've completed of the year, they won. We've been runner-up. We went to the finals with them. We were going to run them next round, and we weren't given that opportunity, which could have squared up the run to the championship or even given us a lead going into Bakersfield. Unfortunately, and you're going to hear it here first probably, this and some other things and other politics and BS of the way that sometimes racing is done, Jim Murphy has decided to retire, and we will not be in Bakersfield to run the reunion or finish the March meet. Unfortunately, that decision that was made in Tulsa basically is now handed Hilton the championship, and now that we're not in a run in Bakersfield, it did. Like I say, I don't say a whole lot on here, but Jim Murphy competed for 50 years, over 50 years in this sport that he loved and loves, and always with the utmost of integrity, sportsmanship, fairness, and for that to happen to him there, to say it's unfortunate and disappointing is an understatement. I lost my temper in Tulsa, and I'm not as even keeled as Jim Murphy is. Maybe I'm just a little bit younger and a little bit more grumpy, but it is what it is. I wouldn't take it back. You're out a racer now. You've got one less car. That was a good competitive car that won't be there anymore based on bullshit. Flat out fucking bullshit. That's about as frank as language as I'll give it. Trying to be calm and as nice as I can be, but I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate everybody watching my channel. I'm in the dyno room because that's where I spend a lot of my time, and I am going to get some GoPro set up in here and try to video and do more with this. And we've got racing with Lutz, and we got other racing coming down the pike, and we're doing a lot more with sprint boats, so I'll have some more stuff of that. I'm just very, very frustrated with NHRA drag racing at the moment. But it is what it is, as they say, and you can't cry over spilt milk. But you never forget or who spilt the milk. Thank you. Have a good day.